Hello, I'm back, and yes, how are you doing? About last month, with that second review, it never got out due to time issues, so this will be the very first double feature. And, hint hint, both movies take place in the greater Europe area. The first movie, no drum rolls this time, sorry. Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. It starts off like the original tale about how the not-so-evil mother asks the very good father to take their son and daughter, Hansel and Gretel, out to the woods. I was impressed when it came to reciting the very first scene. They put that to a pretty good perspective of not only the seriousness of the story, but actually made the rest of the plot look pretty good. Until... What?! Why did you give Hawkeye a big gun? After seeing the Avengers, you could easily see him with a bow and arrow, or possibly a pistol. But why a big gun? And that's where it veered away from what I thought it was supposed to be. Gore up the hoozle. So much blood. It was sickening. Oh boy. They also put a spoiler at the beginning too. It's that little line about Hansel and Gretel being invincible to magic. Even a third-rate idiot would have figured it out halfway through the movie that Hansel and Gretel are kids to a witch. But it was a good witch. Y-I-D-K. That makes Gretel a Wiccan, certainly beats Great White Witch, how they put it in the movie, and Good Witch, unless it was Wizard of Oz, and Hansel a wizard. Only problem is they didn't put warlocks, bad, or wizards, good, in the movie. Anyway, the age recommendation is no one over 21, no one under 21, and no one 21. Blood splatter was so bad I would prefer to be watching Django Unchained in a locked room with a bunch of hungry carnivorous dogs and a double barrel in my face. And there was also that other fact where the plot was extremely flimsy too. Beginnings can be deceiving. I will spoil the whole thing and tell you that the witches needed 12 children, Gretel, and a full red moon to make it all work out. And yes, Hawkeye and 2 other tagalongs come and ruin the party. The female tagalong, which is a great white witch or a good witch, dies. They murder the witch that killed their mother, and they pick up a eager and a big fan helper and a troll named Edward. See how well the structure is? The plot needed help. Too much technology can just ruin a good story, you know. And it would have done better with half the gore. Horrible 5. For the next movie, I decided to go with Sandwich. Jack the Giant Slayer. Now, the setting is in the olden days of countryside London. Bit of a spoiler. It starts off with Jack as a little kid of 8, and the princess, can't remember the name, just the same age, with their parents, Jack, Dad, the princess, Mom, or Mum in English, telling the tale of the monks, Beanstalk, and... giants! Yes, I will give you a simplified version of the tale, and no, it is not a spoiler, FYI. For a long, long time ago, ever-wise monks wanted to see the kingdom of God, aka heaven. So they made 9 magical beans that will grow a beanstalk to space! Lol. But they ran into something else. Something bigger. Something more terrifying than what they thought they wanted to run into. Giants! Therefore, the giants came down and waged war on us pathetic little people, killing and crushing and eating them raw. Till the giant monks kill a giant and turn his stone-cold heart into a crown and gave it to the king. Then he sent the giants back to whence they came, chopped down the beanstalk, and all was at rest. And when the king died, both The remaining beans and the crown was buried with him, never to be seen again. And that was a very excellent way to start up a movie. Actually, and to set up the plot better. Not the way Hansel and Gretel started. 10 years later, it followed off the fairy tale, but it veers off just a little bit due to the princess and the creepy uncle. The princess and Jack first meet in the market at a play, and this happens. Put it in modern day terms. A bunch of drunk rapists that steal expensive things show up and try to harm the princess, and Jack helps her. Until the king's men shows up, and then a scene that shows that the mighty king that had the magical crown, his tomb was robbed. The beans and the crown was missing. And that's how he got the magical beans. The monk traded them off for a horse. But that horse didn't get the monk out of any trouble anyway. But little did we know there was a deeper plot stirring, but I'd rather not go into it. So, rather mad and misunderstood by her father, the princess escapes into the night, running away from her fate of getting married to someone twice her age. Meanwhile, at Jack's, Uncle is mad that Jackie got Uncle beans from horse! Whoa! Anyway, Uncle is mad that Jack got beans, and he knocks them all over the ground. Jack picks up all but one. 6 went into his pouch, the last one into his pocket in his shirt. But wait, where's the 8th? I'll tell you later. Anyway, the princess keeps running, and it starts raining. She comes across lights in the distance. She stops and asks to spend the night at Jack's house. The princess introduced herself, and Jack did too, and mostly talked about stuff of adventure and such. Cute couple. But when Jack realized that she was the princess, that's when one of the pants start overflowing and flowing through the boards and waters. Oh, the 8th bean. Then the rest of us is obvious. The beanstalk starts growing and taking the house with it and knocks Jack back and leaves the princess in the land of giants. Jack, the squire, or whatever you call the military leader then, and the gonna-be king set off on a mission to save the princess. And yes, there was a pile of gold and a golden heart up there, but he doesn't take it. To be honest, and yes, it is the stuff that makes me sick, this was actually better than the original tale. I prefer this one over the original. The max score was just a little blood in an eyeball. I was so busy enjoying the movie, I didn't look for any flaws. It distracted me from the movie itself, and it had twists, which I like. Excellent one, and you truly deserve it. How about a round of applause? Please watch my other reviews or subscribe. And I will be stretching the dance video limit to 10 subscribers due to technical difficulties. And also, thank you for making all this happen. I wouldn't have done it without all you wonderful people out there. Does this end my review? Apparently it does. I wished it didn't. Anyway, see ya!